Hi, this is Mark from LongIslandWatch.com. Finally, I have for you our first Islander affordable GMT. The Republic was released last year. That was a Swiss Solida GMT. This guy, the Calabro, is based on the Seiko NH34 movement. You may not be seeing this for the first time. You may actually already have one on your wrist. And if you don't and you wonder how some people do, stick around to the end of the video. I'm just gonna do a quick sit down and talk to you really quick and tell you something that we're doing you might be interested in. So yeah, really excited. Calabro is out in Brookhaven. There is a small airport and its name is Calabro, and that's why this, we're going to run out of airports on Long Island when we come out with all these GMTs, but that's what this one's named. I actually kind of dig the name. I have 4 to show you. They're all affordable. They're all awesome. My own wrist check. On wrist number 1, I have my Loomshot collab piece. This was the Glacier, one of those sellouts in, like 6 or 7 hours or something. Awesome watch. And on my other wrist, I'm actually getting ready to film with Mr. TGV, and I'm going to be wearing my orange monster for the video. So I'm wearing my Gen 2 orange monster. Let's see the Calabro. And here we go. We are getting into the new Islander Calabro GMT. I have 4 models to show you as is usual. They are all the same, just varying in the colorways. They all run on the Seiko NH34 movement. So this is a Kohler GMT. Watches with the True Travelers GMT, the 9075 Miyota. Those will come out later, probably not till next year. I've got 3 designs behind these using the same NH34 movement. Seiko just simply genius in how they incorporated a GMT functionality into an existing movement. So cool. You notice the NH34 lacks a day, and that's because they took the day mechanism, geared it a little bit to make a GMT hand. Simply, I love the engineering behind it. Maybe one day I'll rip one apart and we'll go through it. But for now, the Calabro. All the Calabros are $329. As I mentioned in the opening, stick around for the end. I'm going to tell you briefly why some people already have these on their wrist. We actually pre-sold 25% of the entire stock over the course of 2 days. So we'll get into that. So let's just start with the white one. Model number ISL 190. So you notice the color scheme is white and blue, like Islander, right? But really what I was going for here, and you guys know I'm heavily influenced by Seiko whenever I can. This color scheme, to me, best matches the Flightmaster SNA 413, which is a model I've never held, never owned. I probably will buy one day, buy one used. So I love that color scheme, and I wanted to echo it in a GMT watch. That's all it's going to share. That's all any of these share with Seiko, besides their movement, is a little bit of the colorways. So this is your Calabro ISL 190. It is a 40 millimeter case, so we're right here. We are 40 millimeters. It is 14 thick to a flat sapphire crystal. Okay, got it. It is 48 millimeters on the lug tip to lug tip. You'll notice I'm using an H-link bracelet. So we have articulating end links. Very lovely size. It's fairly chunky and beefy to go along with the thickness of the head, so it stays well balanced. It is our standard case back, embossed case back, Islander 200 meters sapphire with the lighthouse logo. Love it. It is a 20 millimeter bracelet. It is solid link, solid end link, and it is of course sized with screws. Let's see, right here you can see screws. Standard 3-position flip lock, micro adjust clasp, milled scissor on the inside. You can see the solid links there, solid end links, excuse me. It is a screw down crown. The crown is logoed. It is a 200 meter water resistant watch, and it weighs 180 grams. All of these that you will see here were sized already. These are all the photography samples. Sample's a bad word. They're actual production units that they just go out to the photographer. And he removed 2 links from each, so when I get to the sizing, you'll see. Again, normal stuff, it'll fit like a 7 3/4 inch wrist. If you need links, you let me know, and we will take care of you. The price is $329. The Seiko NH34 hand winds and hacks, so you unscrew the crown, wind it, set the time, seconds hand stops. One click out will change the date at the bottom at the 6, and the other way will move the GMT hand in 1 hour increments. Okay? You'll see on the inside, on the rehaut, or what you might call the chapter ring, it is marked, it's black and blue, it is marked in 24-hour increments, so you will read your second time zone. So if I had it like that, you would say, okay, it is 9:10 p.m. in whatever time zone that is. And we'll get into the world time bezel in a second, because it's a world time watch, GMT first, world time second. Okay, screw down and turn for your full 200 meters of water resistance. Let's come really up on the dial though. I was trying to smash together aviator, and I almost said aviator and flieger. I was trying to smash together aviators and divers, and I think success was reached. You have the numbers at the 3, 9, 12, the trapezoids elsewhere. Beautiful flieger reminiscent hands, a little bit skeletonized. You'll see that in the other watches that there's loom here, it's hollow here. You'll see the loom, it's amazing loom. Really happy with the way this watch turns out. I have dummies that were made without movements way back late last year, like October, November. I actually wore the white one just for, it's a weighted dummy, just for feel and everything, and I wore it for like a week. So imagine wearing a watch that's perpetually stuck at 10:10 in like 28 seconds. That's what I did just to kind of make sure I was happy with it. So the bezel is a 120-click unidirectional ratcheting bezel. It's a standard world time bezel with one change, where New York traditionally would be at GMT -5. We have put Long Island, because that is where we are. It's done in a contrasting color with the match to it right here at the GMT triangle, if you will, the London time zone. So it's unidirectional ratcheting bezel. How do you use a world time bezel? A world time bezel is a static. It's a static, what's the word I'm looking for? Complication, if you will, I guess. So let's say, right now on Long Island, it is noon. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the Long Island and I'm going to line it up to 12 at the bottom. So see now Long Island is 12. Now what I can do, and this is why it's called static, because it's only going to work for the here and now. Even though the watch says 10:10, it's really noon. I'm telling you the truth. If you read in Denver, it's 10 o'clock. In Bangkok, it's midnight. Let's see, in Cairo, it looks like it's around 7, Paris. And that's how you read it. So you read these city names with the chapter ring on the inside for those hours. Of course, in an hour, it will be 1,300 hours here in Long Island. So I'd have to rotate the bezel to 1,300. But that's how a world time bezel works. Most people actually don't use them for world time. But just know that you can, and it does indeed work. And I will put London back at the 12. Okay, so this is your ISL 190. As I said, I draw a lot of inspiration from Seiko, as you guys know. Some of you might even be laughing at the screen when I say that, maybe throwing pickles at it. This obviously would be a very Pogue-inspired colorway. Golden dial. We have matte silver hands. You can see now, I guess the loom is almost like vintagey colored, but I think you can see on the minute hand, it does cut through, and you can see the dial straight through. Color matched date. I'm sure you picked that up on the white one. I don't know if you noticed that the date is actually done. It's white and blue. Awesomeness, right? Okay. Whoops. So color matched date. And then we have, again, Long Island's done in red. So it's like a Pepsi-colored rehaut for the hours. The bezel is done in gold. I thought that was a nice touch. So we matched the bezel to the dial. I chose not to do the crown. All conscious decisions. But that's the ISL 191. Everything else about the watch is the same. And now, here is the ISL 192. Again, as you can tell clearly, color scheme from the SNA 411, the original Flight Master, as it were, black and yellow. Look at the date window. Black background, yellow writing. Love the yellow line going horizontally across the dial. Yellow GMT hand. Beautiful silver hand, again skeletonized, you can see that. And I just want to make sure in case it's not clear, you can see the GMT hand, black and gray on the chapter ring, or the rehaut, excuse me. You look at the GMT hand and it jumps in 1 hour increments. Really cool. So you read that GMT hand against that that inner chapter ring. So there you go, Long Island done in yellow for your yellow accent. Great seller so far. Well, you know, when it was selling for a day or two, but I love the color scheme. Black and yellow, awesome. And the last one. I got to be honest with you. So we were originally going to do 5 colors, and then we cut it down to 4. And it was this one was kind of like an afterthought. And we actually went through the dial on this one, I think twice, 2 samples we went through before we, whoops, sorry about that. There. 2 samples we had gone through, and we finally got the green that we liked. But when we all saw all 4 of them, we all just said, the green's okay. The white, fire. The black, fire. The gold, if you're a gold fan, not bad. The green, it's like, okay. The green took off in the pre-sale. I couldn't believe it. Green and orange accents. People are like, oh, the green is beautiful. And it just goes to show. So it was me and 2 others, so it was Clinton and Ryan as well. We all looked at them and we all just thought the green was kind of like, it's okay. It'll sell, but it's not going to be a great seller. It is by far and away the best selling so far of the 4. So that's me knocking it, and now you loving it. Green and black chapter ring. I did like the green and orange accents, orange date, green background, orange tipped GMT hand, nice orange line going across the dial, and of course Long Island is in orange. Just really nice. Like I said, I'm going to say really nice. Am I going to say I love it? No, I'm not. It doesn't even change my mind that it's such a great seller. It's just kind of, it's very surprising to me in this business. Although at this point, it's so surprising that it shouldn't be surprising. Things that we think are going to sell like hotcakes don't, and things that we think will be sleepers wake up and just run off to the races. But this is your green dial. This is your ISL 193. Your green dial, Calabro. Let's I guess that's it, right? Let's do the loom and then the wrist. So C3 Superluminova works great. The logo, the name is loomed. The numbers, the indices, the hands. You have the GMT hand down here. I'm covering it, uncovering it. It's around the between the 5 and 6 o'clock position. You see the second hand ticking away. So it looks great. The bezel insert is aluminum, etched aluminum, so it does not loom, but that's okay because it doesn't have numbers on it. It wasn't really important to loom anyway. There you go. So as I mentioned in the beginning, 2 links are removed from all of these. So here I am on the bracelet, my 6.5, 6 3/4 inch wrist. So this is going to go up to 7 3/4, 8 inch or so. If you do require more links, you just let us know, and we should be able to provide them. But it looks really nice. There it is on the wrist. I'm loving H-Link bracelets, and I guess this is kind of a mini commercial. We are now, maybe by the time you see this video, if not, it'll be soon, we're going to be selling H-Link bracelets for SKX007 cases. Just a total aside commercial. Nothing with this watch has to do with the SKX. I know, surprising for me, right? It's its own design. Amazing. But there you go. Ta-da! So that's it. That is the Islander Calabro GMT. I hope you liked it. As I said, there's going to be a lot more GMTs coming down the pipe. Ryan's trying to get me to acknowledge the name JFK as one of the next GMTs that he's working on because JFK Airport. Is that Long Island? It's on Long Island. I'm not sure at this point. So why or how did some people, were they able to snag this thing? So the weekend before Father's Day in the USA, I did a little post on Instagram and I said, hey, I showed a snapshot of the bezel of the Calabro. And I said, if you're interested in this watch and you want to get it early, sign up for our text notification list. And that's basically what all this is about. This is just another kind of commercial here. Our text subscriber list is roughly 10% of the size as our general newsletter subscriber list. The text list is going to give you access to things like this. We will drop new models in the future early on the text string. I'll leave a link down below should you wish to sign up for texting. You don't have to at all. I'm just letting, this is how people got, it's really my way of saying thank you to people for being so into the brand and such fans of the brand that I want to give them a chance to get stuff before others, before it opens up to the general population. And if you're a big enough fan to get texts from a company, then I truly appreciate that. I will caveat this with one thing. I'm not even signed up for my own texts because I do not like texts. I do not get texts from any company. Actually, that's not true. I get texts from Made In because I wanted to buy some stock pots. I got to unsubscribe because I hate getting texts from companies. So in full disclosure, I'm not even signed up for my own text alerts. Yes, I get samples and Clinton will say, Mark, here, the text is coming. And so I can review it before I approve it, but I'm not even signed up for my own text alert. So if you don't want to, please don't feel like you have to. That's it. This has been Mark from LongIslandWatch.com. I hope you liked the video. Please like it. Do consider subscribing to the channel. Maybe I'll put the little thing up here. Any questions, comments, concerns about the Calabro, you can put them down below. I'll be sure to address them as soon as I can. Thank you very much for watching. Bye-bye.